New. Road. Okay. That should be working. I don't know why this is... Oh, wait, 10 seconds behind. Yeah. I don't know why this is... Yeah. Oh, wait, 10 seconds behind. Cool. All right, we're in business now. Yeah. Yes. Alrighty. So this is the second video. Oh, yeah, fucking silence that. Oh no, that was coming through. Alright, we're in business now. I can still hear myself though. Alrighty. So. Fuck. Alright, close all this. Phone's on silent. One viewer, who are you? Say hello. Alright, cool. Let me just situate these up here so I can see both screens. I can see the chat and I can see the stats too. I'm going to say hello so I can see it. Perfect. All right. Now, this is going to be the second video of the ongoing live streams that I'm going to be holding on a Tuesday and a Thursday night, 7 p.m. But today I started a bit early because I've got some things on this evening. I may even do Saturday evenings as well. 3 times a week would be quite cool, but we shall see how we go. I'm going to drop the equities and the Forex on a day-by-day basis unless there's a position that I take or I looked at or I rejected or I missed. It's just going to be FX primarily that I break down. And then, like I said, if there is anything to cover on the equities or crypto, I will. And what I'm going to do is firstly structure it in a way that I'm going to give my opinions on the movements of today. And then I'm going to go and build a new watch list for tomorrow. So with that being said, there was a few things that I was watching today as a potential watch, a potential opportunity. There was a few. So the way in which that I structure my watch list is that I've got the day trading here. I'll initially flag something with a red flag if it is not quite ready yet, but it's looking good, maybe in the next day or two, and it will go underneath the development flag, or the development section here. If it's ready and it's already had its breakout, then I'll mark it blue and I'll move it to the secondary. Then I'll reanalyze it and I'll either leave it as is or promote it up to the primary watch list if I deem the position to be of a primary focus for the day. Secondaries are kind of the ones that I might take, but I've got my eyes on something better, or it's just kind of a maybe pair. Maybe it's a bit more aggressive than I'd initially liked. So today I had CAD JPY and Aussie JPY as the two primary watch on watch. Neither of them shaped up. There were no positions executed today, but there was a lot of movement and there was a lot of justification and analysis and watching throughout the day to see if price gave the entry. Now, I'm not going to go so much into the nitty-gritty of the decision-making process as to why I stayed out. I made a video for the Discord that I'm, like the trading community that I'm with a little earlier, which goes into much more detail as to why I stayed out of the positions. And I'll link that in the chat. I'll do that now. I'll link that in the chat real quick so that it can be looked at after the fact, and I'll also put it in the description of the video or in the comment section, one of the two, afterwards, so that it can be referenced later on for anyone that's watching this as a recording. So what I will do now is break down the few pairs that I was watching today, and we're going to start things off with CAD JPY. So CAD JPY, in line with a lot of the other yens, we had this big spike up. we came back down, and then we started pulling back into these lower highs and these double top regions. This was congruent across all of the yens. Now, on CAD JPY, what we had was just this lower high and the bearish engulfing. There wasn't really any clear-cut level of resistance that could be mapped to justify that being the resistance level that pushed price away. But I do just have this little box region at this supply candle just because I like having it as a noise was made. A noise was made, and I don't know what it was. It went like tick, 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 tick. All right, come back to it. So we had that bearish engulfing, and the daily time frame was okay. I base 80% of my analysis, maybe not 80%, maybe 70% of my analysis on the daily time frame as a directional prediction for the day ahead. And having a daily time frame like this, where it's technically there, I like the bearish engulfing, the momentum's clearly rolling over. But I just wanted to see a bit more on the intradays to justify and top up that confluence, if you will. Sean's Tech, yo, bro. Mr. Malarkey, is that you? I was wondering if that was you as a new subscriber in the notifications earlier. Let me know. So, CAD JPY, that daily bearish engulfing translated on the 4-hour time frame with this nice breakdown into a lower low. And it was on my watch list to take the retracement upon a rejection of that 4-hour 50 EMA. I liked the alignment of the 0.382 with the 1-hour 50. That was decent. And I also just had this little band. Drawn across as well. So it was this region here around 113,750 that I was looking to execute. However, I didn't really like the way in which price just blasted straight through on that 1-hour time frame. So once we got that 1-hour close at around 2 o'clock straight up through that 1-hour 50, and that coincided and translated to the 4-hour closure above the 4-hour 50, I was pretty turned off of the position, and I wasn't happy to execute unless we got acceptance back below that 4-hour 50 EMA, which unfortunately we still haven't got and have not got yet. Mr. Malarkey, it is you. Welcome. Thank you very much for being here. It says I've got 2 viewers. I wonder who the other person is. Say hello, please. So, CAD JPY, we did get the break above those regions, and that to me is like now I've really got to wait for some more development. And now looking at price, I think it's too far gone. We got 2 candle closures on the 4-hour above the 4-hour 50. There is not a whole lot of conviction in seeing this execute and manifest as a position. If I was to execute, I'd be targeting that daily 50 EMA for a nice quick lower low, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 run. So moving over to Aussie JPY, which was my favorite position of the day that unfortunately did not shape up. What we had was this, again, that nice push up, pull back, and then price trickling its way up to the recent highs. Whereas CAD JPY was a lower high, this actually hit the double top, so I liked that. We also had that daily doji stalling at the highs, which to me just told me that this run up to the highs, it was decelerating, it was slowing down, it's ready to come down from here. So eyes were really peeled on this one, and it was the one I was intensely focusing on the most as a position that I wanted to execute on. Stepping down to the 4-hour time frame here, we had, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. That's what I'm going to do. Stepping down here onto the 4-hour time frame, we had this little band that I mapped across. We had the support, lower high, lower low, coming back up into that region, and I was looking to take price back down into the recent lows as a first target. Now, I did like this. I thought the 4-hour time frame was quite nice, but the 1-hour time frame is where I kind of went a little bit, it's all right, it's technically there, but it's nothing to write home about. And the reason I say that is because these positions where we're capturing the wave 5 run, I see them as lower quality than the ones where we're capturing wave 3. So what I mean by that is we had this, in this position, we had the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and now we're looking to take wave 5. So this to me tells me that there's not a whole lot of volatility or momentum, whatever you want to call it, behind the short sellers down here to push price down. Not enough to tell me that the position's off, but something to note that I really want to see conviction on the lower time frames to justify an execution short. To go dig into it a little bit deeper, we also had this band here that I mapped on. I love it when price hits these trigger points which switch the structure. We had the low set, lower high breakthrough, break and retest, and we look to execute at that support now turned resistance. The alignment of the 1 hour 50, I usually like to see it at around the 0.382, 0.5, but unfortunately this one was quite deep at the 0.618. So it was just something to note that I'm not usually too fond of it coming up so deep like that. However, again, not really enough for me to not take the position, but just something to be aware of. Now, this is where I went in depth a lot more in that TradingView link that I've just posted about why I stayed out of the position. We had the retracement. It was a nice pullback. We had the rejection, push off. Entry, in theory, could have been on that 1 hour candle, but to me, what I was looking for is a bit more confirmation, specifically on the 5 minute and the 15-minute time frame. That box that was on that 1 hour time frame is translated here. And the way in which that we rejected the 1 hour 50 EMA, like so, that was the 1 hour 50, which I'll mark in red, is this choppy bull flag. Now, when I'm executing on an intraday time frame, what I'm looking for is price to not consolidate into the 5 minute 50 like a bull flag to then maybe head higher, but more so I want to see price squeeze, break that 5 minute 50, and then execute here. This is a very different picture to this and what we got here. So that was a bit of a strike in my book and on the negative side. On the 15 minute, that reflected here as well. This is the specific candle that told me, no, don't take the position. We had this wick high, dragged the cross, aligning with the 15 minute 50 EMA. If we had closed below that 15 minute 50 EMA, I would have considered and I would have executed short with my stops up higher. But we got the low test through that level, through the 15 minute 50 EMA, and then price whipsawed all the way back up against us. So there was no position to take. There was no entry to me that justified it. The reason that I was waiting for this intraday breakout was just because of the reasons I said earlier, where it's not the ideal kind of setup here on the 1 hour that I want to take. And it's also already hit that 4 hour 50 EMA, which is my normal target. So I wanted to see that rollover and I wanted to see that conviction. We didn't get it. I didn't like the rejection. I decided against it and I walked away from the position. If I would have executed, then the downside target would have been a lengthy long-term hold with the conservative management on the expectation that we're breaking through this 4 hour 50 and we're taking this all the way down into that daily support level here, which was quite far away, which I really liked, and I would have liked to have seen price come down too, but unfortunately it just did not, and that's the level here at the daily 50 EMA as well. Give me a second. Sean, how are you? And who is the second viewer on my stream? So now Aussie JPY, I liked it, and was my reasoning to not taking the position. Swiss Yen was also on my list. I'm not going to go too much into this one as well, but this was just a 4 hour break and retest. One of the huge things that turns me off is this space here. I do not like that. I want to see the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50 holding. I want to see price down here. Not that big gap. So once we got the breakdown, I was looking for it, but I think that the retracement on the 4 hour 50 was just a little bit too sharp. We had the breakdown, one candle deceleration, and then bang, straight up into the 4 hour 50 as resistance. So not a huge fan of the break and retest. There was also quite the gap in the spread between the 1 hour and the 4 hour 50 EMA. So again, not great. And the only way that I would take the position now is if we were to get strong closures below these regions. But at that point, the risk to reward is just so skewed that I just can't personally justify it. Is concurrent viewers like the people that are watching now, and then 2 views is who has watched it as like a tally. So who is number 1? Who are you? Say hello. Because it's been going back between 0, 1, and then 2, and then back to 1 and 0. Another setup that I was watching today was Ethereum. I don't tend to trade crypto from a futures perspective very often, but I like the setup a lot. We had this nice support floor here on the daily, bullish engulfing and room to move to the daily 50. 4 hours squeezing in this descending wedge, if you will. We had 1, 2, 3 triple bottom, breakout, higher high, retest of the 4-hour 50, which lines up nicely with this support region here. And then unfortunately what's happened is price just collapsed through on the 1 hour time frame. So no entry, but if we had got a nice not shooting star, what am I saying? Hammer. If we got a nice hammer off the 4-hour 50 EMA, I would have taken that up to the daily 50. Thought that was really cool. I like the alignment as well. GBP JPY, it's all right. It's okay. And the reason I say that is I just think it's a bit messy. There's a lot of wicks. It's got that strong 4-hour 50 EMA rejection. We're looking for the clean break, retest of the 1-hour 50, and then take that short down to the daily 50 or those daily support regions. But it was one of these ones that I didn't flag until price was at entry, and I clocked the mindset and the awareness of this isn't the mindset that I want to be executing this position in. It's a very reactionary based mindset. So I passed on the position. There was no entry that ultimately shaped up. So it worked out well in my favor, and I didn't get knocked out of any entries here. But one to note, as I think the setup was cool. It was clean. It could have had potential, and it had a fair bit of risk to reward to it, but just no entry that was justified. From a mental perspective on my part personally, but also from a technical standpoint, we had that really strong 4-hour 50, and it wasn't really the nicest daily time frame either. There was no DDP or anything, so not anything I'm worried about on that one. However, now what I'm going to do is go break down FX, and unless there's any questions that do pop up in the chat, then I'm going to call it a day after I build my watch list. Who is this concurrent viewer? Let's make yourself known. All right, so the biscuit, the BIXI, the British Pound Index. When we last spoke on Tuesday, we were just hovering around this region here. A couple of days ago, we've pushed straight up through. So we've got some pound strength now. It's time to change these drawings a little bit. Now we've got some kind of a breakout like this. Oh, not that one. Ratata, like that. And then if you really want to get fancy, we can map it to these bodies, bring that down to the body. Oh, no, that button. There we go. So we got a bit of a breakout. Now, do I think the pound is going to go higher? If it does, my first real targets to see what happens is, do we hold this lower swing high? And if we don't, then we're coming up to these highs here. So potentially some pound strength on the cards for a little while. The Dixie is now below that region. So dollar weakness is absolutely on the cards for the foreseeable future. Once we get a closure below this trend line and that weekly 50. If we don't hold that weekly 50, this thing is going south back to 2023 and 2024 lows, just from a perspective. Obviously not in one hit, but that would be where I would be expecting price to come back down to longer term. So dollar weakness, I'm not even going to look at the JXY, the Japanese index, just it's very messy. Now, Aussie dollar, I liked the support, this resistance region, but we broke straight through it. This is the inverse to the dollar weakness. So What I'm looking for now is price to revisit these daily support, and we can look to take that long up into these highs. Is there a position yet? No. Is there a short that I'm looking for? No. The only way I'd be looking for a short is if we run up, get this nice overextended, and we can take it back down into that daily support region here, which I'll have mapped on for the foreseeable future, like so. It's a really, really, really clean level that's just been breached. So that's nice. I like that. No position, nothing is ready yet on Aussie dollar. But if we push up overextension, I'll take the short back down into the daily highs. But if we just break and retest, and I might catch a bid from that region as well. But we shall see. No flag. I'm going to remove all of these. Unflag. Watch list. Get rid of. FX. Euro dollar. So now I'm moving to euro dollar. Let me get rid of this. This is a bit gross. Nope, not that one. Function F11. There we go. That's better. And we'll bring these nice and small. So euro dollar. No entry now, but the region isn't too bad. I like these daily lower swing highs, but I like that we've got a lot of room to the 4-hour 50, but I do not like the way which prices come back down to that 1-hour 50. That's grim. I'd want to see maybe some kind of a reversal pattern. We get like a little 3 touch up here, and I'll take that short down to the 4-hour 50. I could see that working out. I'll flag that as a potential maybe. GBP USD, very similar story. We're back above that region now. I'm happy to catch a bid if it retests, and then we can take it to the highs. But if not, I'll take the deviation and the reversal if we do overextend up higher. But very similar story where it's just messy on that 1 hour. This is moving not very nicely. It's not the price action that I want to see. I also don't have any intention on catching a bid just yet. So I don't mind dollar CAD. I like the support floor, but I just hate that we'd be trading straight back up into that consolidation. So nothing on watch for USD CAD. Dollar Swiss is just a bit of a mess. 1 hour 50 break and retest, but it's just not what I'm looking for. See, again, it's this big gap between where price came from. It's not what I want to see in an EMA. I want to see an EMA holding price, and then we get the breakout and the retest. That's what I want to see, not this. I don't want to see that. USD JPY short 4-hour break and retest. That's clean. That's not bad. I think of any of the yens, if one were to go, it would be dollar JPY, but I'm not a fan of just trading straight back into these lows. I don't see any longevity on the position. And especially because all the other yens like ripped higher. Oh no, my concurrent view is gone. Because all the other ones ripped higher, I'm also now just not looking at that position anymore, and it's not something I would want to take. Spoke about Aussie JPY, that's gone. Spoke about CAD JPY, that's gone. Spoke about Swiss yen. To me, that's gone. To me, it's gone because I don't want to take it, but it's not ready yet if I were to take it because of these support regions here. Would I take it if it had a 4-hour closure below the 4-hour 50? Would I take that? No. this would be a position that if I took and I took a loss and it just swiftly went back, I'd kick myself because A, all the other yens continued higher. B, I don't think it's the nicest of setups with this retracement, this pullback. There's no space. There's no space here on that retest. And this 1 hour 50, if we were closed below, we'd have no risk to reward to the lows. My stops would be way higher. And if I took it here and it hit this support region and we reversed, I'd be pissed. Euro JPY was a funny one. This one's noted as an ASR to see what would happen. I like the area, double top, bearish, I mean, not really an engulfing, but a bearish candle. Hit that 4 hour 50 and now it's just come up higher. But yesterday, taking that wave one, see, this is what gets me is that technically, yeah, it's there. You had the breakout, the retest, and it comes down into the 4 hour 50. That's perfect in theory and on paper. But just looking at this, I don't see longevity in taking that as a breakout. Like that to me does not scream break and retest the 1 hour 50. I want to get in. Maybe for some, but just for me, no. I'm not happy to take that longer term. GBP JPY we spoke about. Kiwi yen was also on watch today, but it's just broken straight through. What I really like are these highs here. If we could come up to these highs, I'd short that for sure. But there was just no break and retest. It just hit these lows. Hit these lows and rejected and continued higher. So no position, but if it takes out that wick, let's do it. I've not been flagging and I've not been paying attention to which ones I might take. None of these, none of that, none of that, not that, not that. Oh, I've been paying attention, but I've just not flagged anything. So nothing's really also been there. So only 2 so far. No position off the bat, but that consolidation, that choppy consolidation, there's no conviction either way. It's just range bound and sideways right here. I don't like that at all. 4 hour. It's arcing over. It may pop up to the upside, but unless we cleared these highs, I wouldn't be happy with getting in a position. And even then, there'd just be no risk to reward. There'd be no justification to take the position because there's just no longevity and it's in the middle of a fucking consolidation. EuroCAD's alright, but now that we're above this region, yes, it could be some kind of false breakout. But again, you're trading straight into support, and I just don't like to do that. And there's just not really any risk to reward or conviction or trend change or anything to support that price is wanting to head lower just yet. You could make a case. You could make a case for a short, but again, how sustainable are these kinds of positions where you're just trading straight back down into support? If we did get the breakout here and price even just hit that 4 hour 50 at that 4 hour level, you know, I don't like it. It's not the path of least resistance. It's not the path of least resistance, which means that I'm not looking to play that edge. I don't see an edge in not trading with the path of least resistance. And I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that I'm okay with saying no to a position because it doesn't hit and it doesn't support and align with the edge, but also the path of least resistance. I want a position to jump out at me and say, yeah, there is a real reason and a real conviction as to why this is going in my favor, as opposed to something that may go this way, but there's also a reason for it to go the other way. I want conviction, I want edge, and I want confluences to justify the position. Euro Swiss is just a bit sideways and a bit choppy. I'm not a huge fan of it. Yes, you could take it at the top of this range to short down to the bottom, just a quick range play, but again, there's just no conviction. I'm going to flag it anyways to watch it, but unless we get like some strong, big, high test candles at the top of that range on the top left, I'm okay with not taking it. I did like Euro GBP for the shorts, but there was just no positions that did actually shape up. And now we're just trading back within the range, back within the consolidation, back within the chop. No position, nothing on watch for that. Euro Kiwi broke out of these lows, which was good to see. There was a bit of conviction here, which is nice, but same story, just where's it going to go? There's just nowhere for it to go. There's no setup. There's no break and retest of a 4 hour or a 1 hour 50, and it's just going to go straight into that weekly 50. So where's it going to go? There's no conviction. There's no longevity. So I don't want to take it. Similar to GBP AUD, like it's a nice overextension, but then it's just been consolidating sideways and it's been trapped by that weekly 50. So even if it does break out on that 4 hour, it's not going anywhere. It's not really going anywhere. Maybe, but it's just choppy and bullshit. If I were to take a position and I would take a loss and it took out these lows and it hit that support region, I'd be pissed because I knew it just didn't shape up. There's no conviction and there's no edge. So we don't take the position. The daily time frame is dead sideways. The momentum could come in. We're back above that weekly 50. Hold it as support. There's a potential. But if it didn't give like the strongest of rejections to say to me, Bailey, this is going to pop up even slightly, then I'm not a huge fan. But then you throw on top of that you're trading straight into these lows. How much fucking room do you have to move? There's nothing. So again, why bother? Why bother with the quick little in and outs? We want conviction and we want edge. We want direction. I want to see price rally straight up into these highs, then pull back and I'll short. But until then, you're at the resistance, but you're just not trading into anything very, very nice. I know it can be very negative with the analysis and, there's 2 congruent viewers. Who is this? Say hello, please. I know I can be a bit negative with the analysis and the looking at positions, especially on a daily time frame, but I do it because I'm looking for an edge. I'm looking to play an edge. I'm looking to play conviction and the path of least resistance. There is no path of least resistance if I'm taking a position straight back into a range, straight back into consolidation. It's just, I don't like it and I don't want to do it. We're above this level now. There is no trend change. There is no momentum. There is no deceleration. There's no consolidation, no deceleration, no rejection, no price pattern, no break and retest. There's nothing, and there's nothing on pound CAD. However, if it does rally straight up into these highs, yeah, I'll consider a short back down into it. I know there's not much longevity, but there's enough clearance and enough room for me to move. This was a really clean one that didn't shape up, but went straight through the roof. This was really clean. Break and retest that 4 hour 50, nice descending wedge here on the 4 hour, daily bullish engulfing off support. Unfortunately, this was just quite intense coming back and there was no real entry down here to justify getting in. So I've got 3 viewers. So yeah, no entry here. No entry here, unfortunately, but one that did just go straight up into target, which is what we like to see. It's flagged as not a missed position, but one to recognize, because if I had a limit order instead of the intraday confirmation entry, then yeah, maybe there was definitely a position to be had and profit to be made, but not one that met the plan. See, I mean, this is just a bit fucking weird. It's shit like that I'm not a fan of, and you're also on these lows here. So even if there was to be a bullish engulfing, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Straight back up into that. I can work with Aussie CAD, similar story, where again, where are you going to go? Trading straight back into that consolidation. So there's no real longevity. I like the stalling. I like the doji, but I don't like how it's happened. There is no break and retest of either EMA for us to take. There's no price action patterns to suggest a reversal. Nothing for me there. Aussie Swiss just breaking up higher. That's going to be a cool short at some point, I'd like to think. I love how that 4-hour 50 EMA is holding price. But I don't like now how just choppy and messy it is. I want to see some conviction. I don't like the daily time frame. We just moved sideways and then pushed up. If this came back down, you'd be trading straight back into those highs. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? See, this is what we're talking about. This is clean. This is momentum. This is a breakout. This is a retracement. This is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. This is taking entries up here with your stops tucked down into that daily 50. That's beautiful. That's what we like to see. Did I take this? No. But this was clean. Do I see any positions ready for execution? Not just yet, but it will be flagged because where? I want to say there. Maybe even down there like that. Boom, there we go. That's cool. Yeah, I can see that. I'll take a bid from that support region if we get there. See, look at this. We have room to move. We have nice support. Quick bounce. We have room to the next consolidation. We have room to that next consolidation. If we take that 1 hour break and retest from down here, bang, 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 we've got room to move. Room to move. We don't have room to move on the other assets. This is a red flag. We like that. But not ready yet. CAD Swiss. Chop Central. Oh, not that one. Chop Central. Where you gonna go? Nowhere. Who is this one congruent viewer? Is this me? I wonder if it's me being on... I don't have it on my phone, actually. Oh, they're gone. Oh, well. Yeah, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? It's just choppy. 4 hour. Where are you going to go? 1 hour break and retest. You could take it back up to the highs, but do you really want to take that risk? Not me. Kiwi CAD. Could be a decent area to take a short from up here. I like that. There's room to run. It's not ready yet, but I can justify putting that on the red list. Kiwi Swiss, straight through these highs. At some point, that'll turn around and we'll get a nice short. But for now, she's running. For now, she's running, and she needs some more conviction, momentum, trend change, downside, all sorts. But for now, she just needs more development. So I know this was quite the negative, maybe not negative approach, but I'm very picky. I'm very picky, and I'd like to think that pays. I don't want to be getting into crap. I don't want to be getting into positions that don't offer me any edge or conviction or longevity to a position. So to review and summarize the FX pairs that I'm looking at over the next few days, Kiwi JPY, if we take these highs out and we can trade that back to the daily 50 EMA, that's my favorite. Maybe Euro Swiss if we get a nice bearish engulfing or high test off of these range highs over the next few days, back down to the range lows. Maybe. Pound CAD, I'm not a huge fan, but if we do get a nice breakdown, I'd consider just a quick one-to-one to the recent lows because of the region that we're at, which is these recent lower swing highs the price could just dump from. But not a huge fan. This one's a good one, so let me go and move these up actually. This one, Aussie Kiwi. This would be brilliant. I really want to catch a bid on Aussie Kiwi if it presents from this daily support region, daily 50 EMA, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Take the wave 4 bounce. That's what we want to do. Kiwi CAD. I like this region as well. It's nice and overextended, just not there yet. Needs a little bit more time, but from that region up here. Where'd she go? Yeah, 83,500 up in this lower swing high is perfect. We like that. And Kiwi Swiss needs some more time, but I like that it's starting to rip higher because I'll take that deviation back down into the highs. And Euro Dollar. Not really yet doing anything, but I'll keep it on there because it's a nice lower swing high. So that being said, there's not really anything for me on watch tomorrow going into Friday. I think it would take a lot of movement overnight through Asia to see positions shape up. The three in the secondary are my top three. So Aussie Kiwi for the long in a few days, probably next week. Kiwi CAD in a few days, and Kiwi JPY all in a few days. So not really any positions that I'm looking to take just now. Not really anything that I think is ready for tomorrow. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you made it this far to the end, that link to that TradingView video that I made earlier, which was a bit more in depth of the thought process and the technical breakdown of why I stayed out of all the positions I did. I covered it here a bit, but I covered it more in that. So go check that out. Yeah, I don't have anything more to say, and there's no one here to ask questions or speak to. So thank you again if you are here at these final moments. I appreciate you hanging around. You may see me Saturday night. If not, you'll see me Tuesdays, and you'll see me Thursdays going forward. Maybe Saturdays. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but definitely Tuesdays and Thursdays. And obviously you can catch me on the replay. So thank you again for your time if you are here, and I will see you next time. Bye.